This is Moments with Foo with James Foo Torres, better known as Foo, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet, hear their stories, and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Moments with Foo is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Foo.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from five figures to six figures or six figures to seven figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Moments with Foo. I'm your host, Insudo Torres, but you can call me Foo, hence the name of the show. Today I have Tyrone Taylor. He is an EA, which is somebody that gets credentialed by the IRS to deal with tax problems. And this is something that a lot of people don't like to even think about. So it's great to have somebody like him that is advocating for people, especially business owners that are the ones that can write up the most, right? Because they get the most advantages. So that way they can rest easy and know that they're paying the least amount of money in taxes legally and they are building wealth. But I'm going to let him introduce himself. But first, Tyrone, how are you?
I'm doing good, fool. How about yourself?
I'm doing super fantastic. Feeling
Yeah,
amazing.
good. Yeah, it's just a crazy day for me. Within the next 24 hours, I will be moving. So I'm glad to take some time out, talk to you and your guests and kind of discuss a little bit about what we do and what enrolled agents do and how we help taxpayers. So.
Exactly. So, first, I want to give a little bit of context to the audience that Tyrone has teamed up with Angie Tone, and they are the leaders of the Executive Touch. So that this is a community, a platform where tax pros get together so they can support each other and grow without having to feel like they are missing something, right? Like this community has everything that they can solve basically every problem directly or indirectly. And I want you, Tyrone, to kind of give us a little bit about the Executive Touch. And well, maybe let's start with introducing yourself, and then what you're
Sure.
focusing on right now, which part of it is the Executive Touch, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, sure. I've been in the tax industry for go by season. So this was my 19th season. Can't believe it. Time really flies by. I became an enrolled agent about 12 years ago. So since then, I've been pretty much specializing in what's called tax representation. General public knows as tax resolution. I've handled hundreds of cases across the country, and so this is what I do. I mean, a lot of tax professionals they do tax preparation, and I do. That's how I got started. But as I got more and more into it, I discovered this side of tax, and I was like, oh, I love this. I like telling people I get to argue with the IRS without consequences, right? I get to argue, and support my clients, and, other taxpayers that have tax problems. So I've pretty much become an expert in it. I actually, about 4 or 5 years ago, I developed a school. It's called Pro Tax Education, and I actually teach other tax professionals this particular skill. It's not really well known. You can go to CPAs, you can go to attorneys and other enrolled agents. we're the ones that are licensed to be able to do this with the IRS, and they don't particularly know all the ins and outs. Because it's almost one of those things you have to do it all the time. So anyway, that's how I got started. Angie and I got together. She had an organization that's called, as you stated, Executive Touch, and we kind of were doing similar things. We just decided, last year to combine our forces because we're very knowledgeable. We both know quite a few people in the industry, so we've decided to basically expand both of our operations and pretty much make it where we're focused on teaching tax professionals. Both my specialty is tax representation. She also has knowledge of tax representation and tax planning. So that's our goal, is to teach other tax professionals, and this actually benefits the overall general public as well, because it's not like, again, these two things, when you go to, and this is a good example. If you go to your audience, members of your audience, if they have a tax professional and go and talk to them, 95% of them have limited knowledge about both of these topics: tax planning and tax representation. Yeah. And if you get in trouble with the IRS, you want somebody who is knowledgeable, you want somebody who is trained, and you want somebody who has experience in handling these cases. You don't want them to drop the ball, and that's basically what we do. Same thing. If you're paying a lot of money in taxes, you want somebody to, be proactive and say, hey, I've got ways to help you save money on your taxes. Now it's not going to be for everyone. And I preface this by saying these are not cheap services. These are advanced services, and you have to pay for them. But generally, the benefits from what you receive based on what you pay outweigh them greatly. And I can tell you from my end, especially when somebody's got a problem with IRS and IRS is on their back, yeah, you'll pay just to get them off your back.
Yeah.
So,
Well, a couple of things that I learned from helping with the marketing of the Executive Touch, being with Angie over a year, and now a couple months since we've been teaming up now. It's that this, for the right people, right? Like the people that do have something with the IRS, a big situation that they owe a lot of money, or for people that just are projected or already paid a lot in taxes and don't want to do it again. Your guys' services they pay by themselves is an investment with a great ROI.
Right, absolutely. I mean, and that's the goal. We don't want people just to pay money and not. And we charge for our services to our the tax professionals that approach us, and they are part of our organization. And we charge them, but we at the same time we don't want those people to walk away and not have some sort of return on what they're learning from us. So for example, some of our students, we actually pay them to learn. So we have a program called Learn and Earn.
Yeah, earn while you learn, right?
Yes, exactly. Earn while you learn, which I think is kind of unique, where we're teaching them, hey, you have a book of clients. Well, first we teach them how, we're trying to teach them how to deal with their clients that have tax problems, either they're paying too much or they are being audited, things like that. But then we are proactive in saying, look at your book of business, put yourself out there, let people know that you have some problems that or you provide solutions to their problems. That's what everybody wants. They want solutions to those problems, and they will pay for those solutions. You just have to show that you are one of those people that can provide them. We're also developing, because I'll be perfectly frank. The tax preparation industry is unregulated. There are a lot of bad players out there. And I'm pretty sure some of the people in your audience have dealt with some of them. And there are some that you think are legitimate, and you'll call them up and You'll hear an 800 number on on TV or the radio, and you call them up, and they say, "Oh yeah, we can do X, Y, and Z for you," and you send the money, and nothing happens. I have plenty of clients, unfortunately, where that's occurred. They've spent thousands of dollars with organizations and individuals, and nothing happens. So one of the other things that we're developing is something called the Trusted Tax Network, where we are going to those people that train with us, those tax professionals that train with us, they will become a part of the network, and we will then market that network, and you'll know that anybody that's a part of that network is someone that can be trusted, that is trained and knowledgeable in these two topics: tax representation and tax planning.
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, again, it's a very unregulated business. People don't even realize you don't have to be licensed. You basically can put up a sign and say, I do tax preparation. And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of new tax professionals that come in. They have no clue other than they think that typing information into software is doing taxes or doing taxes as tax preparation. They don't, and the general public doesn't realize this. So that's one of the things we're also developing. We want to provide service to not only, again, the tax professional industry, but to the general public. We want the general public to know that there's some place that they can go to, and they can say, okay, well, I know that person knows what they're doing because they've been trained.
Yeah, so
So
that's what we're building and calling the Trusted Tax Professionals Network, right? Trusted
yep,
Tax Pros Network, and this is something that we're building for the better of like everybody, right? Trust Tax pros can get together, learn from each other, have a community of support, so that way if they don't know something or they need any kind of help, accountability, all those things, they have themselves, right, to keep each other accountable and help each other. And then every like the general population, especially business owners,
hmm
can benefit a lot from somewhere where they can go and they can pick what the tax pro that will better serve them in a pool of trusted tax professionals, right?
exactly,
Which is
exactly.
which is amazing.
Um, Yeah, I think that especially you mentioned small business people. One things that they aren't, I've found over the years and how some of them really get themselves in a bind is they start their business, they got a great business idea, they start marketing themselves, their services, their products, they start selling them, and they don't have all the ducks in a row as far as, oh, I got to pay taxes. Oh, I have to pay sales tax. Oh, I have to pay this tax. I've got to file for this. They're not quite sure. Oh, I need bookkeeping. I'm supposed to pay estimated taxes. So because there's no one place people can go to get that information. So yeah, that's one of we want to make sure that if you are a small business owner and you come to us, we can place you with someone who knows what they're doing. And you mentioned something about a community. That's pretty much what we're trying to develop. I've been doing taxes 20 years, Andy's been doing taxes 30 years, but even with our combined 50 years of experience, I said 19, almost 20. Our 50 years of experience, that doesn't necessarily mean we know everything. Okay. We know a lot just because this is what our specialty has been, but that's one of the things that when we're having discussions, we have 2 day a week discussions with our tax pros, and we exchange information. We bring in uh, they bring in like scenarios like, hey, I've got this issue, and so we discuss that and try to help them solve that issue. And that sometimes those the people that are asking the question, we don't know the answer, but there's somebody within our network that does. So that free flow exchange of information is great, and yeah, we're that's where we are growing because people are starting to recognize, hey, I need a place where I can get information, and what's this executive touch? And so yeah, we anticipate a lot of growth this year because we, like I said,
There's a need.
we're
There's a need.
knowledgeable. Yeah, there's absolutely a need,
Yeah.
absolutely a need.
And
So
what I really love about the executive touch is that you guys meet minimum twice a week, one what you guys call like the power hours, which are like Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesday are for tax representation, tax resolution, or and then the Fridays you have the tax planning, tax strategy calls, and having an hour dedicated every single week to keep you accountable, to bring your cases specifically, live discussions with this like mastermind group basically of tax professionals, including even tax lawyers, and not just like the ones that are like doing the taxes. So that support, it's amazing to be able to have that shared strategies, and and have it so often, right? Being
Mhm.
able to have it so often is incredible. And then you guys have the weekly board no the weekly no the monthly board meetings, which in there like you typically have a special guest, or you take that hour and a half to dive deep into a specific topic. Or sometimes it's like the after tax season, it's like, okay, let's kind of bit a little bit, breathe, let's talk about like
Yeah.
what do we learn. And having that space, it's such a powerful thing, because a lot of times as humans, to be honest, in general, we know what we should be doing in just with when we're alone on an island, our thoughts, our emotions start kind of like getting in the way. But when you have that support, that weekly 2 calls minimum, then there's the monthly call, and then there's the special, let's do a webinar for CPEs, CEs, or in-person IRS forums, right? Or even dinners in person. You guys have all that it's just things to look forward to, things to like, okay, what did I do from this week to the other week, and keep each other
Mhm.
accountable. I think that's amazing, because that's just not in the industry, and that's something that is extremely valuable for anybody that really wants to grow and don't want to feel alone along the way. It's like having your own
Yeah.
advisory board there at all every single week to help you with your cases. I mean, that's
Right.
amazing.
Right. Yeah, and the one thing with this industry is a lot of us are solopreneurs. We're solo entrepreneurs. And I could tell you from I did this the hard way getting in. Well, I started with a couple organizations, but I didn't. I'm not an organization person. I'm not an employee type person. And so when I went out on my own, you know, I wish there had this have existed when I started, doing things on my own, but because I didn't have anywhere to turn, or what I found is it's expensive to get started. When you're going beyond basic tax preparation, and you're doing advanced tax preparation and tax representation and planning, it's not cheap, to learn this information. So I think we're kind of unique, and we offer a stepping stone. Hey, we charge $99 a month, and with that $99 a month to start, you get free training, and both topics, and then you have the ability to come to our weekly meetings and ask questions, and I wish I had that when I started, and then as you grow and you want more knowledge, then we have more resources. We have another level. It's called that level is called entry level. And then as we grow, as you grow, we have a higher level. It's called senior management, and that's $497 a month. But with that, that's when you have the opportunity to do earn and learn. You do more extensive training with myself, live Zoom webinars, and you have more one-on-one opportunities with either myself or Angie. So, and then we have, like you mentioned, we have we're planning on going events. For example, in this July, we're going to Jamaica. We're going to have a retreat in Jamaica, which that's actually an annual thing. We didn't last year because they had a hurricane. Angie's actually from Jamaica, so that's why we have the retreat there. And we're also having like a meet and greet this coming month in May 16th, I believe,
Yes.
and in the DC area for tax professionals, so we can all just get meet together and just have a stress relieving time. Now the tax preparation season is over. So yeah, our goal is to, hey, put this this organization on the map, as a space where tax professionals again can get some good knowledge, expand their businesses, and provide these services that are well needed. It's almost like a two-tier thing. There's a lot of tax professionals that want this knowledge, and there's a lot of people in the general public that want their tax professionals that have this knowledge. They want tax professionals that have this knowledge. So that's what we're looking at, and that's where we're headed. To provide that information.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
Yeah, and one offer that we discuss is that, if you think $497 per month, right? It's just basically $500 per month. If we do this offer of just $5,000 for the year, and now you get 2 months for free, and being able to, like, just think about it, as a tax pro, you just got done with tax season. You did a lot of preparation, but you know that you can do more, right? Like, you can go higher into serving people, that you can save them a ton of money, and they can pay you a small fraction of what you're saving them, and still be a lot of money because you're saving them so much money, right? And really grow and being able to have more impact, because the more you earn, the more you can give, right? Because this is
Right.
just not about just being greedy and I just want money, money, money. It's more like, the more that you have, the more you can give, the more impact you can have, and we're very big on that. And that's why, like, I love teaming up with the executive touch, right? As being the marketing leader for you guys, and $5,000 for the whole year to cover you to every single needs that you have, to minimum 2 calls per week, and the masterminds monthly, the in-person stuff, like the retreats, the IRS forums, the dinners, all these different things for just like $5,000 for the year, right? That's an amazing deal, right? And we'll keep moving forward. We'll keep moving up from there, and keep building more, because I mean, we definitely have big plans for this community, and I'm very, very excited to be part of this, because I feel like it's so fulfilling to help tax pros, so they can then help business owners like me, right? And like my
Oh, yeah.
audience. So
Right. Yeah. So I agree. That's you're right. This is
so
a great opportunity for those that they take it. I almost think it's like this information should be almost mandatory. Not that you got to be forced to do this, but if you're going to be in this industry, and treat this as a career, you need to know this information. I mean, you're going to have clients, as you grow, as you're, the longer in this industry, the more you meet professionals that are, or excuse me, tax payers that need this knowledge. You may start off with, the basic tax preparation, but then, people get to know you, they'll refer people to you, and then you start getting those advanced clients, or people like, oh yeah, you got a problem with your taxes? You paying them? Oh, well, I got a really good tax preparer. Because if you're doing this longer than 10 years, that means you've got a base. You're making money, and so you got a base of clients, and they need, they'll refer people to you like automatically. They think you're a good person. And so, yeah, so you're going to eventually need this knowledge and these two topics. No doubt about it. Because
mhm.
even if you don't specialize in it, you're still going to get people to be like, "Hey, my friend who got a problem with IRS, can you help them?" And you got to be ready, or that's money you left on the table.
And what
You know?
I really like about the executive touch is that it offers an opportunity for basically take any case that comes your way, as long as you price it right, which is that's also why you need to have the support of people that help you even price it right, even if you don't know how to do it, because then you
Mm-hmm.
can bring that into the community and split up 50-50 with somebody, or 70-30 or whatever, right? Like depending on how much work are you gonna be doing for them, and how much work are you wanting for somebody in the community to come in and help you. You can then share the profits with these people, and to be like, I can take any case as long as I price it
Oh
right
yeah.
and know
Mm-hmm.
that I either will do it myself or be guided to do it, or I can straight up just give a percentage of somebody to do it for me. That's
Yeah.
incredibly powerful.
Yeah, and one of the things is one of the things we do is we push our students. You know, sometimes and when I say push, I don't mean like we literally, you know,
Just a
mean
little bit.
about it, but we want people, we want and I mentioned previously, we want them to receive value from what we're teaching them. So we say, even if you don't know anything, say you've been in here a month, you've been in here a few days, we still want you to put yourself out there that this is what you can do. You can help your clients, but you have a great partner, or we have, I've got partners, and you have a community of people, of experienced tax professionals that will sit down and help you. So if you've got your client's got a tax problem, you say, okay, well, let me get back to you. Let me get your information, and let me, let me get those letters you received from the IRS or the state. And once you gather those from your client, then you come back to us and say, hey, I got this case. I don't know what I'm doing. I need your help. Boom, that's what we're here for. Or you got this client, this client paid $200,000-$300,000 in taxes, and you're like, when you prepared that return, their face fell on the floor, and they're like, "How can I cut these taxes?" And you're like, at the time, couldn't think about it. But if you're a part of our organization, you say, "Let me take your tax return and do an analysis, and I'm gonna get back to you." And they say, "Okay, great, thanks." You bring that tax return to us, and even though you may not know really about tax planning, we're there for you. Now, the community is there for you. We'll sit down with you and say, okay, well, this is what opportunities your client might have. You do a joint call, or you can just present them back, and all of a sudden, you got a client that thinks that you're the cat's meow because you saved them tens of thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
yeah, I see this as a great opportunity. Between the expertise that myself and Angie provides and people within the community. I don't see why people wouldn't at least try it out to see what we offer.
Yeah, like you guys are have something amazing that it's not really not expensive. It's a great investment for anybody to just at least try it out, right? And you see if you
Oh
fit in
yeah,
the community. It's amazing. Like for me, it's something that I want to just get let as many people know as possible, because I know that there's just people that don't know that you guys exist, and that's it, because
right.
the need is there, and the quality of the knowledge, the resources is amazing. The frequency of that you guys meet, I mean, it's unheard of, especially in this industry. So like it's amazing. I'm glad that I connected with you guys, and I'm definitely gonna amplify you guys' impact as much as possible, because I believe in what you guys are doing.
Well, great. Thank you. And I'm glad to hear your expertise is going to help us expand. One thing that I do find kind of interesting now is, and I've heard a couple of people that come there regularly, like during tax season, people get busy and they don't come, and then like after the once things slow down, they come back and they're like, "Oh, we missed you. I missed you guys." So it really truly turns into a community, because you have some place to go. Because, like I said, a lot of us are solopreneurs. We're sitting there by ourselves, or we might have a few office people, maybe some tax, but still, the people that are on these calls generally are the owners. These are the business people. These are the individuals that have taken this and treated it as a business, not just side, three time, during the 3 months between January and April. These are the ones that are looking to grow and expand this and treat this as a career. They want to retire as tax professionals. So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. People come, oh, I missed you guys. I missed you. And we have some people that come every week, every meeting, because they're like not missing anything. They don't want to miss anything. So,
Yeah, it's great. It's great what you guys are building. So let's uh let's let people know what are the ideal people to connect. I think we kind of like said it a little bit, but just kind of like punch it in. And where can people find you?
well, we have both what are called unlicensed and licensed tax professionals. So, um, to do tax representation, technically you are supposed to be what's called a Circular 230 tax professional. Those are attorneys, CPAs, and what I am, which is enrolled agent. Enrolled agents, we're licensed by the IRS to represent, and we got there because we took a test. CPA, same thing, become a CPA, take a test. And attorney, we all know you have to be admitted to the bar, you go to school forever. Take the bar and everything. So we're all, very knowledgeable. The average the average EA has been in the industry, I know, generally about 5 to 10 years before they become EAs. And CPAs, they learn their craft over a time period, and attorneys as well. We do have tax professionals that are not licensed, and they still are part of our community, and they want to be licensed, or they come there to get the help. Maybe they can't do certain things, but they know somebody needs some help. So they bring their cases to us. So but now for tax planning, you don't have to be licensed. If you got if you're a professional and you have a client that owes a significant amount of taxes, and they're looking to do something in regards to that, then you can bring their case to them. Now, this is the caveat for those people out there that would be interested in getting tax planning. You don't do tax planning when your tax professional is preparing your return that year. Okay, that tax planning occurs in the year you want the tax to be you want to cut back on your taxes. So you don't go on April 15th of 2026 and say, can you help me with my taxes for this year, April 2025? No, you go to your professional right now. This is almost May. You go to them now and you say, hey, what can I do to cut back on my taxes when we file next April? This is the time. Don't wait till December of this year or January or February of next year. Talk about you want to save money on your 2025 taxes. No, start that process now. And to tax professionals that are hearing this is the time for you to approach your clients that you see need some tax planning assistance, and you say, hey, I've got an opportunity for to help show you how you can reduce your taxes, and let's implement these ideas over time, so when we file next year, you can save some money. So
Yeah,
and now as far as I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like what once you can't change the past, right? Like you can't go back in
No.
time to implement something to save money taxes. Whatever happened, it already happened. Like it has to be recorded, and that's it, right? And that's what most tax preparers do. So tax strategy, tax planning, right? It's in the word, right? It's planning. Like you have to plan ahead, and that's how you are able to then uh, save money in taxes, and maybe even pay zero, right? Because if you
Right.
do it properly, you pay no tax in all this legally, right? It's just a matter of getting ahead and being proactive and not just wait. And then, there's only very little you can do. Just, put some money here in like an insurance or something, right? When you're living it like last second, right? But when you plan
Right.
ahead, you can move money very smart and build wealth and pay as little amount in taxes as possible legally.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely important to be proactive versus reactive.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, it seems that there are quite a few people. They're reactive. They're reacting to that tax bill that they get when they file, But at that point, when you have a huge tax bill, that's when you say, okay, not how can you save me money on this? No, that's done. You see the number, that's the number you're going to have to pay. What you should be saying is, how can I prevent this from happening next time I file? Okay. And as a tax professional, that's what you should be saying. You say, okay, this client, ooh, they had to pay that amount in taxes. I need to talk to them about how I save them money next year. And, you know, what do I need to do? Where can I get the knowledge to help them not have to pay that amount of taxes next year? So now to find us, where we are, our organization again is called the Executive Touch. Our website is www.the the X the E
A
T A
sec.
excuse me www.thex that's EXEC like executive touch TOUCH.com. So THEEXECTOUCH.com. The exec touch.
TheExactTouch.com.
Yes.
And then they can look up Tyrone J Taylor and social media. Same, you can find NGM Tony, and she is top 200 CPA on the Forbes list. So she's very easy to find in Google, and you'll find that, and you also see her like on a podcast with me and different things like that. So if you Google her, so very easy to reach out to her. And you can also reach out to me if you want. Like, it's here on the screen, James L as in Louis Foo, FOO, like Foo Fighters, and I can connect you with them if needed. So thanks, Tyrone, for taking the time to come here and talk about the executive touch and just the industry in general. Well, what a way to end up this podcast. Hopefully, you guys were able to hear that, and if not, then I think we cover this very well, and you where you can find this, and I'll exhort you, if you're a business owner, to reach out to them for the taxes, and if you are a tax pro, or even if you know a tax pro, and talk to us, right? Like any of us will point you in the right direction for Executive Touch, which is an amazing community. So thanks, Tyrone, again. And this was Tyrone and Fu, and this is us signing off.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best, and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to Moments with Foo with your host, Foo. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God.